Australians living in this town now face the reality of driving 4 hours to access cash.
Devastated about it.
I'm 73 and I don't do internet banking and stuff like that.
Queenstown, a remote mining town in Tasmania's west, is facing a cash shortage after Bendigo Bank closed their doors and removed their ATM in September. The closure now leaves thousands essentially cash stranded, forcing residents on the west coast to make the 4-hour round trip to Burnie or use Queenstown Post Office's Bank at Post service. But it's not enough. Since then, the post office has started issuing pleas to residents as it tries to keep up with demand. In one message on social media, it said, "We need your cash please," and "We are nearly out of $50 notes." In another, it said, "Please deposit cash with us in the morning if you can. This helps us have enough cash for withdrawals throughout the day." Janet Lay, a Queenstown local who had campaigned to keep the Bendigo Bank branch open, said the strain at the post office was bound to happen due to the increased load they have to deal with in the town as business and personal banking routes through the service. She also pointed out that the shortage occurred ahead of Queenstown's The Unconformity Festival later in October, which attracts thousands of visitors. A Bendigo Bank spokesperson told news.com.au it made the difficult decision to close the Queenstown branch after a review of evolving customer preferences, a reduction in business activity, and an increase in costs and compliance obligations. They also stated the change was relayed to customers and apologised for any inconvenience caused. Western Australia Senator Tyrone Whitten brought the issue to the Senate Economics Legislation Committee.
Bendigo Bank announced the closure of 10 branches, including 5 that are the last banks in town. One of these was Queenstown in Tasmania, where the branch was the last branch on the entire west coast. The closest bank is now 150 kilometres away, but it's a 4-hour round trip to get to a bank. What has the government said or done about Bendigo Bank's closure spree? Did the government talk to Bendigo Bank about it?
Labor's Tim Ayres said the government's approach had been securing a moratorium on regional bank closures until mid-2027 and strengthening the bank at post capacity.
I don't know what the engagement between the government and Bendigo Bank post their decision was, but of course the government's approach here is about securing that moratorium on bank closures until I think the middle of 2027, strengthening the bank at post capacity. We're absolutely aware, is there a question in regional communities where people have to travel for banking services?
For now, residents are left with 2 options to access cash: travel 4 hours or work within a system facing strain. And with an influx of tourism arriving soon, the ripple effects of the closure are yet to be seen.